Bowman here from BWOne.com, and it's time to give you our review of the HP TouchPad. It's the first WebOS 3.0 tablet in the market, and we're going to see how well it stacks up. So we're going to start off here with a quick hardware tour for some of you guys that have not seen the unboxing or the setup in first impressions. Now, it is a 9.7-inch tablet, you can see here with the screen, and it's in portrait style, so it's sort of like the, sort of what you see with the iPad and stuff like that. In the front, there's a 1.3 megapixel camera for video chat. There is not a rear-facing camera. There really isn't anything here on the back other than really fingerprints, because this is the fingerprint magnet. Now, on the bottom here, you do have one menu button for just your home button, and it will light up a little bit when you have a notification to check. You can see here, it's definitely not the thinnest tablet out there. It's a little thicker, a little heftier. Seems like all the weight is pretty much centered right here in the center or somewhat. It's not, overbearingly heavy, but compared to a lot of other tablets out there, you definitely do notice the weight. You have your volume right here on the side, your volume buttons. You have this really useless serial card slot that just tells you your serial information and stuff. They could use it for expandable storage. They probably will use it for when this turns into a 3G or 4G one, or when it has a 3G or 4G variant of it. You have the micro USB charging sync port right here. Now, you have to be wary when you're using the charger. If you use another charger, it's going to warn you and say that the charger is not powerful enough, and you have to use the star charger that it came with. So that's something to definitely look out for. Here on this side, you have your audio speakers right here, both of your stereo speakers here, and it's powered by Beats Audio. These are some of the best speakers I've heard in a tablet, and you're definitely going to hear that as we're going through the software portion of the review. And then on top, power button and your 3.5mm headphone jack. That pretty much rounds up sort of the hardware tour around it. It's a 1.2 gigahertz processor inside of it, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. You do have the touch to share option, which is not available right now with any other devices other than the Pre-3, which isn't out yet. HP Viewer doesn't do with this yet, but it does connect it via Bluetooth, and there's some things you can do between the touchpad and that, which I'll show you in the software and sort of usability portion. Battery life rates at about 8 hours, and it's pretty much on par with that. I was able to get about a day worth of usage out of it without needing a charge, maybe a day and a half or so, depending on how much I really use the tablet. If I really went really heavy, I'd probably have to look to charge that day. But if I did my normal moderate use of just checking email, surfing the web, looking on Twitter and things like that, day to a little more than a day, little bit more than a day, maybe a day and a half with 1.25 days or so of good battery life. So the battery life does stack up here on this tablet. So that's pretty much the hardware and sort of internals here with that. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to do sort of a software tour around. And you're going to notice with the software with WebOS 3.0, it's good, but it does have some quirks to it. Okay, let's take a look at the software here on the HP TouchPad. Now, it is running the latest version of WebOS, which is WebOS 3.0. This is the lock screen here. Actually, if I had any notifications, it would show up here in the center, but since I don't have any notifications, I'm just going to swipe up and it'll open up right here to your main desktop. There isn't any multiple desktops with WebOS. It's pretty much just this one main desktop, so in terms of customizations, you really don't have too much outside of really changing the background here. So this is what you mainly see. Up here at the top is sort of your notifications, sort of taskbar here. And right here at the top, you'll see little notifications. So if you have email, Facebook, and things like that, they'll list right up here. And you can kind of swipe between them, and if you have a bunch of them, it'll stack them up accordingly, and you can tap right into it and it'll open up to that particular application. Right here in the corner as well as quick access controls, shows you your battery level, your brightness, you can turn up and down. You can turn on your Wi-Fi, VPN, Bluetooth. Actually I have it connected to the HP Viewer right here. Now this doesn't have touch to share, but I'll show you what it can do between the Viewer and this particular touchpad. You have airplane mode, you can turn the rotation lock on or off, and you can mute the sound. Now from here, you still have the same gestures, but they don't have the gesture area to really use them. But you can still swipe up like that and open up the applications, and you can swipe down like this, or swipe up again rather to close it, and hit the little icon there. You can bring up the app drawer here as well too. Favorite settings. You can see right there, downloads. Well, actually, open up the web browser so you can see the browser. We'll try to check out some Flash content. Show you the keyboard here. The keyboard is actually pretty spacious and pretty decent for thumb keyboarding. Also works in landscape mode as well, but if you're going to use it like that, you're probably going to type this way. So let's actually head on over to, not BWOne, which everybody should be already at already.
watching this video, but we'll go to youtube.com. And I am not the greatest thumb typer, so on virtual keyboards. We'll load it up. And we'll just click on any one of these random videos. Just get it started. Play for a quick second. You can see the flash video plays, and it plays pretty smoothly for the most part. We'll pause it there. We'll actually see if we can swipe the head on back there and show you sort of the pinch and zoom. It's pretty decent. It's not as smooth as you would like it, but it's pretty nice for what it does, and it does work pretty well in that regard. Also in landscape mode as well too. Same things. And like I said, you have support for flash. The browser is pretty decent speeds. On par with most tablet browsers. Haven't found it to be slow or anything like that. And it loads up most web pages that don't have a ton of stuff they have to load on it pretty fast. Swipe up here. We'll actually open up another application. Open up the mail. And as you can see here with the mail, you have sort of 3-pane view, which is pretty cool. So go to the inbox, open it up, and we'll say we want to go to this particular email. Somebody subscribed to my YouTube channel here. You can see the content of that email, and you can choose how you want to view that. If you just want to do a 2-pane view, you can just look like that, and 1-pane view. So 1-pane view, 2-pane view, not T-pane view, 2-pane view. Although I don't think you can do email on auto-tune necessarily, and they'll probably find a way. But that's pretty much sort of how the email works here. All your inboxes will be right here on the side, sort of this unified email look and feel here. It's a little bit slow sometimes in updating from what I found, so sometimes you'll see the email on your desktop and it'll take a few minutes before it shows up within here. But this 3-pane view actually can be used in different applications as well too when you program an app for the WebOS. And that's more apparent in really the only Twitter app available, which is, let's go back here, Spaz HD Beta. And it uses that similar 3-pane view as well here too. You can go through each one of them individually. It does work in landscape mode, portrait mode as well too, but it's really meant for more of the landscape options. So swipe up here, open up pictures and video. Kind of give you guys an idea sort of how the video works on here. Now I'm going to play a 1080p video first. This is my own content, so you don't jump on me for it. So this is a 1080p video. You'll see it kind of. We can resize it here again. I'll turn it up all the way here. We're gonna do just an unboxing video. It's a little jittery, but you can definitely see it and view it. You can see it kind of froze here just a little bit from time to time. And we'll try to skip up a little bit here. See how it works is slicing up the unboxing, and you can see it plays just a little jittery. And this is 1080p video. Audio is excellent on this. Definitely with the Beats by Dre. Beats audio that's built into the speakers here. It's definitely awesome for that. We'll play a 720p video clip. It's from CES. See that plays a lot more smoothly. And we'll fast forward up a little bit here. There we go.
It's so thin, it doesn't disrupt from the actual body. It's an actual clip case.
There you go. So that's WebOne here. 720p video works fine. Hopefully they can update it so 1080p video works here as well. That was my own content, H.264 encoded, so you guys can see that there. And as you can see, I'm opening up a lot of applications and such. So let's say if I want to open up the calendar, just to show you an example, just show you what the calendar looks like. It's a calendar. Really, there's not much to it. You can put your different calendars up with your personal one, your HP WebOS, Facebook, and Gmail calendars and stuff like that. And you have different views to choose from as well. Right there. You can see that. And swipe up to get back to the main menu. That's pretty much how you kind of navigate around to kind of swipe up and swipe up to get back down. Same thing with here. Same thing with sort of coming in and out of application. Just swipe up and brings you back out. Now let's say I have a lot of these open up and I want to sort of get rid of the clutter a little bit. I can stack them. So let's say I want to stack the calendar, which will highlight here. And I can change the order that it's in, or I can stack it on top or behind the photo application there. As you can see, it does that. And you can stack another card on top of it here. So if I want to stack this card, I can put it right there on top of that. So this makes it a lot easier to organize around. If you want to close something out, it's just as simple as flicking it right up and it closes it right out. You can also bounce it up like that as well too. Go simply like that, but as you can see, pretty easily. Very nice multitasking. The card system is perfect in here. It kind of feels as the way multitasking should be, and I definitely do like that feature in WebOS. Alright, let's open up another application. Play a little bit of music here for you. Show you how the music application works. Load up some songs and see if we can get to the album view mode. Hopefully we can. Sometimes it's a little buggy trying to get to this. Alright, nope, it's not going to work that way. That's okay. We'll just start playing some music so you can hear the audio. You can just hear the bass. You can just really hear the bass. The Beats audio in this is just, these are the best speakers in the tablet, hands down. I mean, the only ones that come close to this is the one, the Galaxy Tab and the BlackBerry Playbook, but HP definitely with the Beats audio technology has this down very, very, very good. And it's supposed to be sort of an album view mode. There we go, right there. This is one I'm going to show you here. So you can kind of go scroll through your music. Reminds me a lot of the stuff you see in those HP TouchSmart computers and sort of how you kind of navigate through. It kind of has that same type of look. And if you're playing a song there, as you can see I'm playing, if I swipe up and go hit the notification section, I can control it right up there. If I close it out as well, I get the controls right here as well too, so I can play and pause and such without having to unlock the screen. So that's how music works and how audio sounds on it. So that's also really good as well too. And I'm going to show you some of the things that it can do with the HP Veer. So I have the Veer right here. So let's say I want to make a phone call. And this is all connected via Bluetooth, so I just want to make a standard phone call. Go ahead and go to the phone application. I go 1-800 blah blah. These are just a random number. It's just a random number I'm going to dial. It's not going to go anywhere. I hit send. I've connected via Bluetooth between the two of these. Brings up the phone application here, and the phone call actually starts through here. The touchpad.
The number you have dialed has new information.
And you have all the the options you want to choose from. You can end the call, mute, dial pad, and the dial pad up like that. We just end the call like that, just there. So that's one thing that it can do via the Veer and the touchpad through Bluetooth. Also text messaging as well too works through that way as well. So that's some nice and decent functionality between the two. Now what you saw there, you saw when it came up, it sort of had a small sort of virtual version of the sort of the call screen there. And that actually happens as well with applications that are not made for the touchpad's WebOS. So if I open up PieMaster, it pretty much opens up sort of a virtual pre, as you can see there, and you're pretty much stuck with this here. You can still use it and operate it, but you can't really come out of this, and it's not tablet optimized. So that's something you definitely want to be aware of. Nice thing is they do have the gestures sort of right on there as well too. So we'll swipe and close that out as well. You can also organize your applications as long as you want to. Just hold it down to move them around into sections. You want to move here or move there. If you want something to be uninstalled, just hit that X button, removes it, and uninstalls the application for you. So you kind of have your choice on the way you want to customize things. So if you want to hold this application, you want to make it a favorite, you hop it right there, it makes it a favorite. Same thing with the apps down here. You want to make email a favorite, drops it into there. I'll show you the maps here real quickly, so you have an idea. It's Bing powered maps. Bing powered maps here, and you can zoom in like that. It does take a little bit of time to load sometimes. That's what I found with this. And you swipe back out again. So just a quick view at the maps. But overall, that is HP's WebOS 3.0. Now this went smoothly for me here, but it didn't come without its fair share of bugs and hiccups here and there, where it would freeze, it would kind of stutter a little bit from time to time. So I did have some problems using WebOS. with that being said, I think with the software update that they could really do something with this to make sure those kind of bugs get fixed. But I do think there needs to be a major update to make this a lot more tablet friendly. I feel like this is WebOS, but it feels like they've kind of stretched it out to make it work on a tablet. It seems like the phone version is pretty much on here, just kind of stretched out. And I kind of hope that in the next version of this operating system, that they really make it tablet oriented and tablet centric. And they've added a few of those elements there, but you can see some places where it isn't totally quite there just yet. Hopefully they'll add those things to it as well. Let's finish up the review. So with the HP TouchPad, I sort of have a mixed opinion about it. I'm glad there's a WebOS 3.0 tablet out there. I really do like the fact that it's out there, but I wish it came out a little more refined and just came out a little bit better here. I feel like the hardware design is sort of last year's design. I think last year this would have been a great design for a tablet, but I think a lot of tablets that are out in the market now this year, this is sort of lagging behind in that category. And I really would prefer to see it sort of in widescreen like this, and this has been pretty much the default mode you've been using it in, and instead of just using it pretty much portrait style design, which, you know, I mean, even with widescreen ones you can go like this too, but I really would just like to have it like this by default. Really, there should have been an option for a rear-facing camera. They should have just made two options, one with and one without. I know they were really trying to aim towards business users and things of that nature, but it would have been nice to have one or the other option available to us. WebOS 3.0, like a lot of other reviewers have basically said out there, there's a lot of potential for it, but it does have sluggish performance from time to time. There are some bugs, there's some freezing, there's some things that happen with it. And I kind of feel like while they added the tablet element to it, I don't feel like the entire OS is sort of tablet optimized. I feel like they still kind of stretched out the phone version of WebOS and pretty much put it on here. So I'm hoping in the future with updates that they really start to really build this around more tablet optimized, more of a tablet experience here for you. Now, I don't want to just say that, you know, WebOS is terrible or anything like that, which it is not. But I want to say that, you know, I hope HP hears us in that they really need to make some more improvement, make some more changes with it here. It really makes the touchpad a hard tablet to recommend right now. Now, I think, you know, the second revision of this will come in with a little bit thinner hardware, you know, probably a rear-facing camera, faster processor, and probably an even better version of WebOS at that point. I didn't think that it could compete in the tablet space with it. But as of right now, this is a tough one to compete with. I kind of put it in the same, it's kind of the same category as the BlackBerry Playbook, as it's there, it's good, but it's still missing some, you know, the Playbook's missing their core features. I feel like this is missing the optimization that really needs to be a great tablet, and the hardware isn't quite there yet. So if you ask me if you want to get HP TouchPad or some other things, I probably would recommend the other tablets over the HP TouchPad. If you're WebOS centric and you really like WebOS, then this is going to be the tablet for you. If you're planning on getting a P3 and really doing the touch to share and synergy between the two of them, then this is the tablet to go with. Other than that, I would probably look at an Android or an iOS tablet right now as sort of the options that are available to you. So this is Bowman here from BWOne.com, reminding you to subscribe to all of our social media sites. That means YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all those. Check out our main site, our review with pictures and write-up will be available as well. All the links to that will be in the description. And always remember to live your tech world in high definition.